Disclaimer: this review features a collectible item and it's for adult collectors ages 13 and up only. It is not intended for children. So if you are age 13 or below, please stop watching this video now. Thank you. Hello everyone, WerewolfLydia here and welcome back to a new action figure review on my channel. So today I am finally going to start reviewing my Alien vs Predator NECA toy figurines. Now I had these figurines and there's 3 of them actually. This is the first one from this, I'm going to call it a mini review series. I had these figurines for about at least 3 years in my collection and I never really got around to review them for you guys and to open them up, so I just thought that now it's really just the perfect timing because I always receive newer stuff and I opened those up and these kept getting pushed back into the box that I keep my to be reviewed stuff in, or some of them, yeah, I just thought that now it's really just the time to finally open these up. Now heads up, these aliens are a little bit weird colored. I mean, not this particular one because this is kind of a more normal looking one out of the 3, but they are a little bit weird colored one because these are from a arcade game. So they are based on the designs of a arcade game which is called Alien vs Predator from 1994. So you know, the arcade games usually had some a little bit more weird coloring and more interesting ones, and yeah, that's why they are a little bit more weird color than the regular aliens, I guess. Although the Kenner homage aliens also have like interesting colors, so I don't really mind. I think it's cool actually that they are a little bit different looking than the other aliens in my collection. And also a heads up, NECA Toys did release a more, I'm going to call it more lifelike recolor of these aliens as well. So if you are interested in them but don't really like the weird arcade game colors, then you can get like a more lifelike, more regular colored versions of these aliens as well. And with that being said, I'm going to start off with the Arachnoid Alien, which is a quite, I guess it's like a smaller alien type, maybe a little bit smaller than the warriors. Maybe they are around like the dog alien size. And what's known about these, that even though their names kind of has the spider in it, these are not like not spider-like aliens, although it would be cool, but these are not like spiders, but they do have a really like high jump ability. So I'm pretty sure they jump really freely, and they can jump higher than any other alien type. That's what I'm trying to say here. So that's their special thing, and that's how they attack. So they kind of have this, you know, we have jumping spiders in real life, so that's, I guess that's what they were going for with them. And otherwise they look kind of similar to the regular aliens that we know, but I can see some differences. So probably at the end of the video I'm going to do a comparison with a regular warrior type alien, and we'll see how different this figurine is. But until then, I'm going to show you guys the close-up of the box, and after that I will unbox him and we'll see how cool he is and how well articulated he is, how different he is from other aliens. So here is a close-up of him inside the box, and sorry about the glare guys, but this front piece, as you can see, it's a big plastic piece. And right behind him I can kind of see some pixelated pipes and whatnot. I'm not sure what those are, I can't really see that clearly, but those really remind me of just the designs of old arcade games and, you know, video games and whatnot. He looks pretty cool inside. They're kind of curled up. Now here in the front we get a picture of the Arachnoid Alien, but I'm pretty sure this is not like a artwork because it kind of looks more like a just a picture of the figurine itself. And then here it says Alien versus Predator. Around the box we have this really nice like bluish, dark bluish, kind of purple over here in the top. I'm not sure if the camera picks that up. Design that really reminds me of the old arcade games. This is how the top of the box looks. Alien vs Predator, Arachnoid Alien, and over here it says ages 17 and up. So this is not a children's toy, it is a adult collectible item. Now on this side again we have a really nice picture of the Arachnoid Alien. Again, this is the figurine, not the artwork from the game, but in the back of him, behind him, you can see the pixelated like walls and whatnot, so that's from the game. It says Alien vs Predator over there. This is the back of the box, and it's really nice. It kind of shows you that HB bar, so like the health points or the life of the arachnoid, with some numbers and whatnot. So it's really just gives you a nostalgic feeling. Even though I never played this game, it still gives me a nostalgic feeling to just overall old video games. Really like it. And over here at the side it says collect them all, and there were also some Predator figurines, of course, released in this series. I do not collect Predators, and just a heads up, and if you have been watching my channel you do know that I only collect aliens, but there are some Predator figurines out there. And here are some other aliens from this collection, of course, and I will be reviewing these too, of course. And down here we have some human characters as well, and I do not collect human characters either. I only have a Ripley in my collection, so again, just a heads up, but those are out there. And here is a little description. I'm not going to read that. You can pause and read it if you wanted to. And on this side we have a artwork of the Predator. And again it says Alien vs Predator, Arachnoid Alien. And we're back to the front of the box. So that's about it for the box. I really like it. I think it's really fun and really just nostalgic. And now let me just grab the figurine out of the box and we'll see him up close and all his details. And I'm back, and here is the Arachnoid Alien or Xenomorph unboxed. And yes, he is a smaller figurine than some of the usual ones, but I do think he is a little bit larger than the dog alien itself, although it does share some parts of his body with that mold. So I will, as I said before, I will show it to you guys in like a comparison in just a second, but let's first take a closer look at the actual mold of this figurine. So here is a close-up of his face, and you can see all the awesome details of the mold. It's really cool, and the whole figurine itself is like a black with a dark grayish blue. I think it looks a little bit more bluish on and grayish on camera than it actually is, but as you can see, the sculpture and the whole mold is really nice. So as you can see, he kind of has this sharp looking crest on top of his head, and it kind of looks like the head is actually made out of two separate pieces, because over till this part it's this grayish blue, and we have this little kind of like a dent, or I'm not sure, this back part, this black part actually kind of goes underneath that part, which is really interesting. And if you look at from this side, or from the front, I guess, it kind of looks like he has these multiple little eyes on top of his head, but no, that's just the mold and how it looks, but it does give you a feeling like of a spider, basically. So I'm not sure, maybe those are really eyes. I don't know. And I really like these two little arched pieces over here on the side that kind of, as you can see, the back of them kind of curl up. I do think that's really cool. And he also has more of those little black dots on the side of his head. or the top of his head, that also kind of looks like they are eyes. I don't know, it's just really a interesting mold. Now this back part is also interesting in the fact that it's actually kind of see-through, as you can see, and underneath the black see-through plastic you can kind of see some light brown or white parts, I guess, of his head. So really a interesting head sculpt. And of course this is his face, which is pretty usual for overall all of the aliens, and he does have these two little kind of like teeth sticking out, or maybe those are like little stones, or I'm not sure what to call them, in the lower jaw. And I really like it how his teeth are blue. And of course his mouth does open, and the little inner mouth is there, as we are used to by now with all of the aliens. Now moving down, I think the chest part of this alien is actually the same mold and look as you know, the regular aliens, although these pipe looking thingies on his back are way shorter, as you can see, but he does have 4 of those as well, as we are used to. They are just shorter. He also has these shoulder, I like to call them shoulder pads, but you know, part of his body, and those are kind of same looking as I remember from the regular aliens, and his arms as well. But he does have these interesting extra blade looking pieces on the forearm, and his hands are again kind of looking like the one that the dog alien has, if I am correct, because he does have these paw looking parts at the bottom, and the nails or the claws on these are blue as well, and of course it's the same on the other side. Now moving away from his arms and to his lower torso, as you can see, this part, at least here in the back, seems to be like a different mold, at least to me, from what we previously seen. Especially this, again, this kind of, well, it's kind of like, you know, they all have this exoskeleton, but I really like this like extra little piece. I am pretty sure that's in the mold, and it's, I don't feel like that's a like a separate part just glued on there. So I do think this alien has a newer mold that I have never seen before, and this front part also seems quite new to me, at least different from what I've seen before, but I could be wrong. You'll see that in just a second when I do the comparison. Now his legs, the top part of his legs, I do recognize this pretty wide half circle part over here, because I have seen this from the dog alien, but the lower legs are different, and I do think these are from the original warrior, but I may be wrong, although it is really nicely sculpted again, and nicely detailed, as of course. And as you can see, he has a more regular type of feet, so not the one that the dog alien has with the paws. And of course the claws are again painted blue. He also has this extra little piece over here. Ton of details in the sculpt. I really like it. As you can see, it's really cool. And of course it is the same on this side as well. And as you saw before, he can pretty nicely stand on his fours, and I'm pretty sure he can stand on his like in a regular position on 2 legs as well. So it's a pretty nicely posable figure. And last but not least, the tail. So again, something I think it's new. It's this lower part of the tail. It has this again kind of like a bone piece, so that at least looks like that. And otherwise the tail seems to be pretty simple, and he does not have a blade at the end, as you can see. So he does not attack that way. He does not attack with a blade on at the end of the tail. I'm pretty sure he is more of a instant killer when jumping on you, and he kills you that way. And we also kind of can see like a tongue, not a second mouth, a tongue inside there. I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. So yeah, a really nicely sculpted, really nice figurine. Now, as far as the articulation on this figurine goes, it has pretty much 30 or more points of articulation, as we are used to with all of the alien figurines. So you can, of course, move the head around. It's on like a ball joint, although it is limited by the back of the head because it is pretty large. And there is also a separate joint over here in the neck part that kind of moves a little bit more harder than the actual like head joint, but as you can see, it can move, and that way you can pose the alien pretty nicely if you want him on all of his fours, like a little bit more naturally. Well, you saw before that you can open his mouth and his little second mouth just pops out, so that's another thing. Now, of course, he has a nice ball joint in the I guess it call it like in a chest or waist area. As you can see, it moves around pretty nicely. A little bit of up and down, but not too much. Again, it's kind of limited because of the back. Now, of course, his arms can move up and down and to the sides as well, as you can see, and it goes pretty far out to the side. He has a double joint over here in the elbow. As you can see, it goes pretty nicely all the way to the back. So, and you, of course, you can twist and turn it as well, as you can see, over here from the top of the joint and from the lower part as well, which is really nice. Of course, we have a joint here over where the hands are, or the front paws, whatever you want to call them. So it moves up and down, and you can twist and turn it around. And the same goes for the legs, of course, so you can move it. They do go out to the side as well. It's goes out pretty far, but it is limited by this larger top half circle part. He has a double joint in the knee, goes about that far. Like that. And of course, again, you can twist and turn it from the upper part, and you cannot turn it from the lower part. So on the knee, it just turns from that upper part. Now there's also articulation in the feet as well, so you can move it. You can move it up and down. It does move a little bit harder on my figurine since it's a brand new one. But yes, you can move it up and down, and there's a little bit of twist and turn to the sides, but it kind of goes back to the original position, so I'm not sure if that was like meant to be that way, or it is just on my figure. And there's also a articulation point in the front of the foot, which, as you can see, moves up and down only, but it goes back like that, and that way you can pose the alien quite well on all his fours if you wanted to. I think it looks better that way. And last but not least, of course, there is a bendable tail, which of course twists and turns around, but you can also bend it in whichever way you like it. just like that. So yeah, it is, by the way, he does have a long tail, as you can see. And yeah, so that's about it for the articulation. Let's see a comparison with the other type of aliens. So here is the arachnoid alien in the middle next to my dog alien, or one of my dog aliens, and one of my warriors. This is the red one. I just grabbed this out of my glass cabinet because I don't know, I just felt like comparing to the red one, the color really doesn't matter because the mold is the same with the other warrior ones. So what I noticed is really interesting. So let me just move the warrior over here. So the warrior actually has 3 fingers opposed to the arachnoid one, which has 4. And yes, I saw that the arachnoid does have the same hand mold or paw mold as the dog alien, as you can see from over there. Now I did see, and I think the dog alien will just, yep, it will just fall off. It has that stand, but it can't really stand on it either. Maybe that way. So I did see that the arms are quite similar, because the warrior does have this blade thing that I showed you before, but on the arachnoid, as you can see, it is smaller. Otherwise, I do think the lower arm part is the same, while the upper arm part is quite similar, or maybe it is the same mold as on the dog alien. Yes, it does kind of look the same, although the shoulder pad part is different, and that is because the dog alien does not have those pipe things on the back like the arachnoid one. The head is similar to the other ones, but it's completely different, at least in the front part. I have not seen that same mold with any of the other aliens, so that is something brand new. Now the chest part, it does look again similar to the dog alien. Maybe it's the same one. It does look, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it does look, it kind of looks like that on the arachnoid one. It is a little bit more thinner, at least this neckline part, but it may be just the color, because of the colors, and my eyes are playing tricks with me, I don't know. And the lower part of the body, yes, it does seem to be the same as the dog alien, so that is not a new mold. I was wrong, but although in the back it is different, as you can see. So he does have this extra exoskeleton part over here, so maybe that really is just a glued on part. It kind of seems like it's in the mold, so I don't know what they did there. It's quite interesting. And the leg, as I mentioned before, it is, at least the top of the leg, it is the same mold as on the dog alien. If I can just somehow show it to you guys side by side. There we go, you can kind of see it now. So yes, the upper leg seems to be the same mold. Now the lower leg is different because the dog alien has a extra joint over there, and the paw, of course. So I do think that's from this one, the warrior one. No, it is different. So I wasn't sure about that, but it is different because, as you can see on the warrior, it is thicker and it is longer as well, if I am correct. And the feet seem to be the same mold. Yes, the feet seem to be the same mold as on the warrior. It also has the same joints and everything, so yes, the feet are the same, but the lower leg part, it is something totally different, so none of them share that. And the tail, well, the tail seems to be on the dog alien, it's way larger and longer. It also has a blade, so the tail seems to be more closer, or maybe it's even the same mold as on the warrior. if I am correct. Yes, it is. It does seem to be the same. And the dog alien just fell in the background, so it does seem to be the same as this one, although that extra bone part that I mentioned before, the warrior does not have that, so it is a little bit different, but quite similar. So yeah, the Arachnoid Alien seems to be a mix of both the warrior and the dog one. He seems to be sharing a little bit more with the dog one, but it's still a little bit different, and he does have some newer parts that I don't think I've seen before, or maybe I just missed it, I don't know. But yeah, so that's a little bit of a clumsy but true comparison of the Arachnoid Alien with the warrior and the dog aliens. And that's about it for this review of the Arachnoid Alien from the Alien vs Predator arcade game slash figurine series from NECA Toys. If you like my review, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and comment down below what do you think of this figurine, if you like it or if it's just too similar to the other ones or too simple for your taste. I do like it. I don't think it's like a groundbreaking alien figurine, but I really like the mold of the head. I think it's really cool. I really like those little black dot decoration things on it, or maybe those are eyes. You can also comment on that. What do you think? Those are those eyes of the alien, or you know, just some decoration? Because as I said before, since he's like a arachnoid, you know, spiders and whatnot, those eyes could be like the eyes of a spider. So I'm not sure. What do you think? And yes, overall, just what do you think of this whole series from NECA Toys? And keep your eyes peeled, because the other two aliens from this series, the reviews of them to be exact, are coming on my channel. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that yet, because I will soon upload the reviews of those two figurines as well. And of course, I do other kind of toy and doll reviews on my channel. I also have a Facebook page. The link will appear down below on the screen, and you can go ahead and like and follow my page if you haven't done that yet. I also post my videos over there too, and other sneak peeks, so you can comment over there too if you want to. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!